Alright, welcome to the daily stretching routine. Basically, in this stretching routine, it's best usually for after workouts, but you can do the first part of the stretching routine or some of the other dynamic stretches in here as a warm-up for your workout, especially if you are like a climber or an athlete of any kind of sport, because it is more general kind of stretching. And yeah, what you will need for this is some kind of elevated surface. I'm using a chair here. You will need some kind of either really light bar or like kind of broomstick, and maybe a little bit of weight, but otherwise you don't really need much. So let's get into the first stretching bit. First is the elevated HEG split squat. You can't see my head, but first this can be a bed, it can be a stair step, or whatever elevation you have. And basically kick your leg behind your glutes, so your glute shouldn't, if you were to point a straight line straight down, it shouldn't hit your foot. And all you're going to do is lunge all the way forward while keeping that heel nice and down. And we're going to get 6 reps of these. And ideally, it's nice and stable. And try and keep that heel down as well. And 6. Alright, and swap legs. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Alright, next thing we're going to do is an elephant walk. And for an elephant walk, what you're going to do, you're going to push those hips back and then have a straight back going all the way down until you feel a hamstring stretch. And what you're going to do is straighten one leg and bend the other at a time. And try and go further, your fingertips all the way to the ground. This scales at any level you can do. The higher you are with your feet, the easier it is, the lower it is. So this is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Alrighty. The next thing we have, I want you to grab some kind of assistance. So this can be our broomstick. This can be your broomstick. This can be a pole. It can be whatever. You're just going to need some kind of assistance. Basically, what you're going to do, come into as wide of a stance you comfortably can. I can go down right about here. And you're just going to lean forward while pushing on that assistance. And then you'll probably notice that you're going down even further. Make sure your legs are nice and even. If they come up like my feet like this, because you can't keep them on the ground, totally okay. 6, 7. And then if you're low enough, you can use the ground as assistance. That's really the gold standard. Yeah, that was 10 reps. And now we're going to come back to those HEG split squats. So, and if you're doing this pretty low and you haven't done HEG split squats before, get some assistance. It's the exact same for heel behind. There, make sure that knee doesn't touch the ground. And let's get 6 again, both legs. 2. Try and keep that heel down as much as you can. Make sure hamstrings cover those calves completely. 5 and 6. Other side. 1. One side might be tighter than the other. That's completely okay. Sometimes it's usually the dominant side, or maybe even the non-dominant side that is tighter. For me, it's my non-dominant leg, which is fairly unusual for people. And now you're going to go back to those elephant walks. Again, make sure pushing out only with the hips or just hinging with the hips. Back's nice and straight. And just walk your little elephant. 4, 5, 6. And try and go deeper each time into it. It's okay if it rounds just a little bit, as long as you're fighting it to be straight. That is what I am aiming. That is what I want you to aim for. And 20. Alright. And then let's go back to those standing pancakes. So, by now the groin muscles and the abductors should be decently warm. Move this. Alright, so, but if you can, use less assistance. But if you need to use like a higher assistance, that's a-okay. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. There you go. Alright. Now your legs should be pretty warm now. So we're going to give them just like a bit of rest. And grab that assistant again, the assistants. And we're going to do some front split progressions. So to progress to a front split, what you're going to do, keep one leg on the ground, and then have one heel up. Make sure that right foot is nice and up on its toes. And all you're going to do is lean forward as far as you can. Use as much assistance as you need. And then once you've come down as far as you can, what you want to do, push that heel into the ground for a few seconds and push the other foot into the ground. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax it and go deeper into the stretch. It's okay if that foot falls back. We're going to hold this for another 10, 15 seconds. Alright. And let's get that other side. So, same thing. Come as far down as you can comfortably. And then, once you've come all the way down, push the heel and the toes into the ground for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then let them go. Let them relax, and you'll be able to sink a little bit deeper. 5, 6. And come out of it. And even, this is getting hard for even me, who I do this regularly. So, next progression. Next thing, as we let those muscles rest, we're going to practice our middle splits now. Get your assistance, and just slowly sink into the floor. Once you can't go down any further, press the heels or the feet into the ground, and think about contracting your groin muscle, trying to bring them together. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax, and let it go down even further. I would recommend using a chair or bed if you are new to doing your middle splits practice. It is fairly taxing. Hold this for about 5 more seconds. And come out of it. And then, if you haven't already, grab that broomstick or your light bar again, and we're going to use this for a little dynamic stretch. Starting out, I would go as wide as your broomstick allows you, and then you're going to bring it directly over your head, all the way back until it touches your back. And we're going to get 10 reps of this. And you should notice, the more reps you do, the more the chest and shoulders and biceps get warm. And then, the more flexible you get. That's 5. 5 more. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. There you go. Alright, now back to those front splits again. This time I'm going to take a different angle. Got feet on the ground, heel out, then roll it all the way down, as far down as you can, and then contract the muscles for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and let you sink down even further. We're going to hold this for about 15 more seconds. Should be feeling a stretch in the hip flexors and the hamstrings here. And let's get that other side. And all down. And press that heel into the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm gonna hold it out for 15 more seconds. Alright, and after this, after our next 2 sets, take a small break, get some water. Or your water if you need. We're going to go right into our middle splits now. Once again, use that assistance to help assist you down nice and gently. Help take some force out of it. And once you come down all the way, press, squeeze the groin muscles, press the feet into the ground. 3, 2, and 1, and relax. And sink down even further. And hold this for about 10 more seconds. Alrighty. Alright, we got that out of the way. Let's get our broomstick chest openers again. Just grab maybe a bit shorter, maybe a bit less on the bar this time. And go all the way around. We're going to get 10 reps of these. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Alright, let's grab some water for a second. It is important, even though we're stretching, that you let the muscles rest. They are getting tired as you do this. And this is a pretty intensive stretching routine. And so it is normal to maybe even feel a bit stiffer as you continue doing these stretches. Now, back to the front splits. This is the last set of this. So push through it. Let's go. As far down as you can. Contract the muscles. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sink into it as much as you can. And whew. Alright, last set of our front splits. All the way down. And contract the muscles. And release. Oh. And release. I'm actually getting good sweat. Alright. Legs should feel probably a little weak and jello. That's okay. That's fairly normal. And let's get into our final set of those middle splits. 1, 2, 3. Contract. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release. 2, 3, 4. And release. Ooh. And back to our chest openers. Let's get another 10. 1 and 2 and 3. Good. And 4. Good. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Alright, and let's rest a little bit. For this next section, what you'll need is some elevation that is pretty stable, like some weight plates or a stairs, and you'll need a flat wall. So this next stretch is called a couch stretch. If you've never done this before, take it really easy. What you're going to do, get your shin on the wall. So I'll move a little bit this way. So get your shin on the wall. Your foot might naturally try and come up like that. That's a-okay. Then step out with the other foot. And then maybe using your assistance. You might already feel a stretch here, by the way. If you feel a stretch here, just hold it. Then come up all the way as far as you can. And the standard is shoulders to wall. And we're just going to hold this for about 20 more seconds. All right. And other leg. Right. And that's about 30 on both sides. Now, go to your elevation. I'm going to be using these weight plates here personally. And I'll be using a 10-pound weight to drag me down. So you make this a weighted stretch. Step onto your elevation. And then what you're going to do is you're going to round the back nice and slow. Do this, if you're doing this with weights, start light. And round all the way while keeping those thighs nice and flexed. And just go as far down as you can. And then, alright. Let's go back to that couch stretch. We're just going to get 15 seconds this time. You don't need a lot. This one. Okay. And let's swap legs. Alrighty. And let's go back to those Jefferson curls. And roll from the head to the shoulders to the low back all the way down. And make sure those knees are nice and locked. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And come at it nice and slow. Alright. This last bit, all you'll need is either a door that is nice and shut, or maybe a pole, or something that is very still. And that's it. But first, let's do the stuff that requires nothing. That's a pigeon. So first, extend that back leg all the way out, like so. Then get your front foot at about 90 degrees. I like putting my hand here so it keeps it nice and still. You might feel a stretch in this position right here. That's totally okay. But if you want more of a stretch, go all the way down, head to floor. And then if you want even more of a stretch, you can move to the side like so. I'm just going to hold this for about 10 more seconds. Okay. And let's get that other side. Make sure you do this both evenly. If you're doing the advanced progression, hold them for a little bit longer since I did go quicker on the other leg while showing the progressions. And up. We're in the last stretch. Next thing what you want to do, get both your feet out like so. And you're going to turn both legs to about 90 degrees. Adjust as needed. We're going to do this for 10 reps on both legs. This is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, halfway there. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. There we go. Now, get your doorbell or your immovable pole. Next stretch we're going to do is basically get your arm, extend your arm so it's like kind of like over your head, and then all you're going to do is just sink those hips back. Sink them as far back as you can. I'm just going to hold this for 10 seconds. And just really relax. You need to relax for this one to work. If you're all tense, you're going to be all like, you're going to not be able to go as far as you can. And switch sides. Alright. Yeah, let's come back to those pigeons. And let's go. I'm going to hold this for 20 seconds. Good. And other leg. 20 more seconds. Okay. And come back up. Get those legs nice in front of you. And 1990s. 1, 2, 3. Last stretch. 4, 5, 6. And try and get those knees on the ground each time. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Alright, last stretch. Let's get those lat stretches in. And let's go. Hold it for 15. 1, 2, And switch.
It's literally like the weight of the butt. Just drag you as much as you can.
And you're done. Good job. Now, if I know this routine is kind of long, it's about 20-ish minutes, and so I would only recommend doing this maybe about 4 times a week, at most, maybe 3. If you're really dedicated, though, you can do this like honestly 6 days a week if you don't get sore. But I think most people, probably including you, will get sore doing this. So just knock this down just 3-4 times a week, and you will notice that you will get a lot more flexible very fast, and eventually like it'll go like increase like a whole lot, and then it'll maybe like steadily increase after that. But honestly, that's kind of fine. I don't think anybody wants to get their front splits in a week because that's painful. So that is all for today, and thank you, and good stuff.